Alright, so kind of zoomed in. Let me zoom out of this. What setting is this on? So I started taking off a lot of the car. Still have that fender to go. That fender's damaged, so I wasn't too worried about it. But the goal was to get the headlights off, bumper off. Basically, everything's got to go out of here because I got to start prepping this engine bay for paint. It's not gonna be like the best, but you know, we got to get it at least looking good. And I got some vintage gray that I'm gonna go with that I picked up at Lowe's. Just some Rust-Oleum paint and primer mix thing stuff, just spray cans, nothing crazy. Probably I got some black for the booster. I'm getting bugs on me. But I started taking it apart. Never did this one before, and I found a lot of bolts that were really hard to get to, and I don't think I'm gonna put those back in because they were just a pain in the ass to get to. For the bumper though, I ended up ripping off, punching through the tabs, these guys, to get this loose. These last ones I couldn't get the damn headlight off, so I just ripped it off. But you know, zip tie life. Anyways, so still got a fair amount of cleaning to do. Still got a lot I just took off. Got the power steering I'm taking off. We're going to delete that because that's just such a huge eyesore. And most of my cars that I've driven, I've always taken out the power steering pump anyway. I was going to save the AC, but that too looks like crap. Might go with it later, but a lot of the stuff was already damaged. So these lines, they're still in pretty good shape. I'm going to keep the lines. But there's a lot of stuff I didn't. Like there's a little pile of AC stuff already going. Receiver dryers, some coolers. Anyways, just thought I'd get a little clip of what I'm doing so far. Last time I worked on this, there was the bumper and everything was still on. A lot of the other stuff was still on. So I'm just trying to take it off, starting to get cleaned up for the tuck to free up all these cables and wires. Same with the other side. If I move this guy out of the way, you can see we already got a lot taken down on this side. This side is about the same now. Just got to take off these like little bracket stuff that I'm gonna end up putting on this side for whatever the mounts were. But right now I'm just working on the power steering pump, the reservoir, get that out of here, and then I'll switch over to that side. There's still all this. I believe this is not power steering, but this is cruise control, I think it is, because it's got this cable that was broken already. I don't know if there was a cable in there. I'm assuming so. Kind of does look like God, I'm going drawing a blank. What the fuck was I saying? The cruise control. Kind of looks like one of those cruise control gadget thingies. I don't know. We don't use cruise control. We never take our foot off the gas. So anyway, just thought I'd give you an update of how far this is going today. I kind of started super late playing World of Warcraft, and you know, that classic life. But we're gonna get back to it, so see you in a bit. Alright, so this is the brake system. That's the throttle cable. Move that to the side too, because we don't want to paint that. The goal is to get some of this out of the way. I was just going to cover this up, but I decided I'm going to take the brake system off. That's a brand new reservoir they put on here a while back. But to get all this painted and this bracket sanded down and painted, I mean, it's got to look good. I don't want to put this all back together when it still looks like this. There's still all this shit I gotta... It's a lot of work. Let's get to it. Alright, so I got this side nice and tucked. Right, I fed everything back in. And got it running out through here. This is all like the... This is all like the headlights and whatnot. Plenty of length. Probably don't need to extend anything. It's the grounding block that can go like right there maybe. I bet I'm trying to get used to record things that I'm looking at with the camera. So gonna do a wash, and then we're gonna dry it off and then paint. But I'm trying to feed this guy. I'm having such a hard time. Finally got that grommet pushed in there. See it? I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of glary, but shadow. Let's see. There it is. I got it pushed in there. Now I gotta somehow get it to come out through here. There's all these wires all up in the way. It's gonna be a battle, but it's gonna get done. All right, took a little bit of work. I had to take the clutch master cylinder, I guess. I had to take that off. I had to actually take the pedal off down below. I don't know if you guys can see that. So over here's the pedal. That's the clutch pedal. And then over here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Here's the clutch master cylinder right there. Clutch cylinder, clutch master, I don't know. Anyways, here's the harness. This is it here. So I gotta go from that top hole, that guy there, to this side hole over here. You can see all that light beaming. All this wire's gotta go in there. Just come on. What happened? I don't know why it's all blurry now. There it is. Anyway, so all this has to get run through this hole here, and then I can finally snake it through their locations. Actually, the funny cool thing about it is that I don't think I need to extend anything. I think everything might reach, because shoot, they almost reach just right here, coming from around the door. So hopefully I don't have to change any of that. But let's get to it. Alright, success. Got the wires fed through there. Now they're all out here. I can might be some extensions on this side. I don't think so though. This is all the headlights and whatnot on this side. I'm gonna relume all this stuff up, clean up, make it look better, because this is like crap. But there's the wire tuck. Still looks like crap. Still gotta get it washed. Removing the master cylinders with the brake and the clutch, removing all the lines, and hopefully scrub it down. And I don't know how to get this stuff off. I wonder if I could just sand that down or what, because that just looks like crap. Look at this side. I'm gonna paint this and it's just gonna stand out like a sore thumb. So I don't know. See what happens after I clean it. There's big old globs of it. See? I don't like that. That looks like crap. But I don't want to take it down because I don't know if that's like a sealer or what does that do. Anyways, let's get to it. Alright, so things are coming along. Finally got the brake booster off. Got the wires all nicely tucked. Took the clutch master cylinder off, sitting over there on the ground. Trying to take all this stuff out. I think the only thing I'm actually going to be leaving is the fuel filter and the lines. I'm going to leave those there because I don't feel like taking those off. But the brake lines, you can see, I already took it out. There's this one on this side here, right there. I'm having a hard time taking the, what do they call them, flare nuts? I don't know, or flare? Yeah, flare. I don't know what they're called, but man, those things are really, pain in the ass to get off. Can't get them shits off. Other than that, once I get that off, at least that whole brake system will be off, except for the lines that go straight to the back. I'm gonna leave that there. I'll just cover that up with tape, and then take off these heater hoses, And what's next? I guess start prepping it for wash. I wanted to paint it today, but I don't think that's going to happen. There's just so much dirt and debris. So we're going to get this thing cleaned up nice and good. But other than that, it's starting to look more and more like a project. So, but let's get to it. Alright, so I just sprayed it with some degreaser. Just gonna let it sit. It's starting to look a lot better now. Got a lot of the stuff taken off. I know water's gonna get in the cab, but there's no carpet. I took a lot of stuff outside. I'm gonna clean up all the water that gets in there. I'm not gonna let it sit. So here we go. Just gonna let 15 minutes. Come spray it all off. See how it looks. Hopefully it eats up a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna use the pressure washer to get a lot of this off. There's the pressure washer. I'm gonna use the pressure washer to get a lot of this off, but I'm gonna go ahead and like scrub a little bit of it, kind of agitate it, see if that helps. So let's see. All right, just got done spraying all that degreaser off. As you can see, a lot of it came off. There's a lot of rust. Guess I'll have to sand and get rid of all that stuff. I was hidden underneath a bunch of dirt. I mean, there's all the surface rust stuff that I was going to sand off anyway. So I want to get all the grease off. Oh, nope, still missing some over there. I got to get that off. And, well, let's try one more time. I got the subframe pretty cleaned off, though. And so just give it another pass, I guess, real quick. Alright, so it's kind of dry, right? So I did spray it in just this one spot here. See all those little bubbles? And I sprayed it back here to see kind of what it's gonna do. And well, the bubbles are kind of gone on this side. They stayed over here. It's super thick. It's kind of wet. But anyways, I wanted to spray to see how the paint was gonna react, and I did leave the paint outside in my boxes over there. And you see there's all my garbage for the car. And it's been pretty hot these last few days, and I think the paint just kind of went bad. When I went to go grab it, the paint can itself was like super hot. This is what I'm using. It's a vintage gray gloss crayon, all in one, paint and primer, because I'm trying to do this in a budget. But I can see what happens when you do it on a budget. Actually, when you don't take care of your stuff. So put your paints away. Store them in a nice cool place, because they can get ruined. I spent about 3 cans, so that means all 3 cans are probably bad. But lesson learned. Gonna probably use this paint though for like the stuff you really can't see. The stuff you can see, I'm just gonna get some fresh paint and repaint it again. Kind of painted it up here. You don't see any bubbles. Oh, see, look, boom, right there. See it? So, oh well, but still kind of wet. As you can see, it's got some shininess to it. That's a lot of that water still standing somewhere. I did blow a lot of it off with the compressor, but still quite a bit to go. Alright, at least the hard part was over. You just got to paint this thing, put it back together. Alright, got to retake this video because I kind of took it with the phone facing the wrong way, and it kind of looks stupid on long angles. Damn mosquitoes. Anyways, like I was saying, I did hit it up with some of the vintage gray, which I have right here. This Tough Krylon all-in-one paint and primer gloss vintage gray. Can't remember what the price was for this thing, but I shook this can up like super long time, and then I did some touch-ups here, but you can see how it left bubbles. It's got some bubbles over here as well. I didn't paint the whole bay. I just painted some spots to see how it would react. There's a lot. Look at that. See, that's where the brake booster goes. And I'm assuming, because I left all my paints in this car, I'm assuming all my paints went bad. So that's what I get. Lesson learned. Just gonna go get some new stuff and do this over again. I want to do this right the first time. I'm gonna paint. See all I left all the. Damn, I gotta get used to holding this camera. I left all the bolts in because I want to paint the tops of the bolts. I know it's gonna get on the threads, but you know, once I ratchet it down, it'll be fine. But wanted them to be all the same color. And anyways, so I'm gonna let it dry for today, and then tomorrow we'll pick it up again and repaint this thing. All right, so I left off yesterday spraying some of it with a rattle can that was no good, right? And then I went digging through my bins, my totes, and found another one that was a little bit better, man. The paint laid down just a little bit cleaner. You know, it's paint and primer. It's not the best stuff. There's little booger stuff everywhere that it just didn't clean off like that guy there. But it's looking a lot better than what it was with all the other crap. So hopefully we'll get it painted today. And then also, there's the engine. Start working on the engine today. There is some overspray on like the cross, the traction bar, and the cross member, and I guess it's a brace, or I don't know. No, I'm not painting on it, but there's some overspray. You see, I'm gonna tape all this off once it's done, and I'm gonna paint that black, repaint all this stuff black. But it's coming along, actually, not too bad. It's not the best. It's not showroom quality, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. The eyesoreness of what it was. You can kind of see there's some bubbles still. This very first light coat, so you can see where the old paint was. There's still these brackets I gotta take off, tape up all these, get rid of these hoses, the heater hoses, tape up the brake lines, because I covered them up with my hand so I could spray over there. But it's looking good. It's looking real good. Hopefully we'll get the engine in soon.